Hey, what's up, my fellow YouTubian nation? This is Bar911970. Thank you, as always, for watching my channel, and I'm going to make a quick little video, and I really hope I'm not the only one that could really see what's going on. We're going to talk a little bit about the gold and silver, of course, but I want to talk first about this whole Miley Cyrus fiasco and what it really means. Because at this point, if people can't really get what the purpose of things like that are for, it's just amazing to me that people can't figure it out. Now, all you see on Facebook nowadays is what Miley Cyrus did. Okay, she did a provocative dance. Now, I'm not going to defend her at all because what she did, even though she was told to do it, she still made the decision to do it. Now, the thing, if you know anything about Hollywood, there's a price to pay for being rich and famous. You sign contracts and you become a piece of property and you have to do what you're told. Now, if anybody thinks that outfit was spontaneous and her dance was spontaneous, well, then you know nothing about the Hollywood industry. Things are choreographed. These things are planned weeks in advance. So, in other words, she was told to do this. So I understand how everybody is blaming her for her dance because it is, a very sexual thing. And if you notice anything about Disney people like Miley Cyrus, Lindsay Lohan, Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera, they all start out sweet and innocent in Hollywood to get all the little boys and girls to pay attention so they can make money. Then they go through that cocoon stage where all of a sudden they become promiscuous, even slutty, like you saw with Miley Cyrus the other night. So they make millions of dollars off of this controversy. I mean, look what they did with the whole Katy Perry video about the one where she shaved her head. And it was basically military propaganda. Even though people talk about it and they might be disgusted by it, that's the topic. They make tons of money. Because every time you click on that video, for example, back in that day when Katy Perry had that video, there's advertisements. They make a lot of money. So this is also used for distraction. So instead of Americans caring about the NSA spying on us, the Federal Reserve paying off debt with more debt, makes perfect sense, and our financial situation teetering on the brink of possible collapse, people are discussing a provocative dance by a Hollywood-paid actress, so to speak, because she got paid a lot of money to do that. It was choreographed. No one was shocked. You didn't see all the other dancers or all the other singers looking at her like, what is she doing? You saw the mother in the audience smiling. They get paid to do this. They get paid very well. And they also have no choice. Because if that was something that Hollywood would be shocked at, well, they would have cut the scene or went to commercial or did something to stop her. So let's put this in perspective. I'm not defending her. But what that is done on purpose. It's to distract the people, so instead of them caring about important issues, like our financial situation and the fact that our government is basically tearing up the Constitution and what little freedoms we have and just ignoring them for the sake of your safety, people are talking about a pop star. And they're blaming her 100%. They're not seeing the fact that Hollywood actually does this time and time again. And they make lots of money off of people. Because now everybody's talking about this, and they're selling some product or advertising something. So every time you click on a Miley Cyrus video looking at that information about her provocative dance, they're making money off of you. So how does that feel to be used for their financial gain again and again? This is why they've been able to do this for thousands of years, because they could do the same thing over and over again for another 1,000 years, and the average person will fall for it. And that's why the Romans used gladiators to fight each other, and why the arenas were open at one point 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, free to the public. Because if you distract the sheeple, the governments can do whatever they want, and no one's the wiser. Distract them with a little bit of happiness, a little bit of controversy, and they'll not pay attention to anything that you do. So keep talking about things like Miley Cyrus and how she danced provocatively. Talk about the religious part. Get everybody fighting, because that's really going to help our situations. Now, quick on to the gold and silver. We see that gold has broken the $1,400 spot. It's been trying to do that for the past week and a half. Right now, we're seeing some nice runs. Gold is now at $14.1865. Silver is at $24 $58. It's up over 50 cents right now. So one of my subscribers said, wake me up when silver hits 26. Well, get ready to hit the snooze button because we're getting pretty close. And like I've said, guys, just be patient. I know people don't like to hear something that's different from what the majority of people hear. But this is the one thing I want everybody to walk away with if you walk away from anything. Stop following what other people do. Stop doing what other people tell you. Stop believing what the masses say. Just because the masses think a certain way does not make them right. Like I've used time and time as an example, for hundreds of years the church told people that the earth was flat. And if you went too far over, you would fall off the edge. Now, why did they do that? Well, because they wanted the people to regulate themselves. Because if you explore, you'll find different lands, you'll find different cultures, you'll find different lifestyles. You'll find that people like the Mayans, the Aztecs, the Native American Indians were living off the land. They were living practically disease-free. They were living quite happily and healthy. They didn't have to have the slavery that they had. So they didn't want people to discover that. So if you use fear to control them, well, then they know that if you go too far over the edge, you'll die. Well, they'll stay right where they are. And that worked for hundreds of years. How long are you going to be distracted? Now, obviously, we know that the Earth is round, thanks to Galileo, who mentioned that and got imprisoned and died in prison for it. We've now learned through technology that the world actually is round. And even if it's not, stop believing everything that you're told. Find things yourself. Be an individual. Don't fall for what the average person is going to fall for. I might have talked about Miley Cyrus right now, but I'm not talking about the whole dancing and how it's bad and it's evil and this. You know what? If you want to subject your kids to Disney propaganda and, you know, all the provocativeness of Hollywood, well, you have nothing to complain about because 99% of the people are watching this stuff. They're giving you what you want. So you can blame them all you want. These things are done on purpose. So I got to go to work. I got things I got to do. Keep stacking your gold and silver, and guys, remember, you ain't seen nothing yet. Believe what you want, but be an individual. Stop following the herd. Because, you know, a lot of times the herd ends up lining up to be slaughtered. Don't be one. Peace.